so my condolences. This bill continues the authoritarian drift of this government. First, we had the Act which basically gave immunity to people abroad serving our country who committed torture. Then we had immunity to state agents breaking the law in our country, including this crime of rape. And now we have Clause 59 of this bill, which proposes a 10-year jail sentence for causing the risk of serious annoyance. That's the words in the bill. Note that it's not even causing annoyance, but causing the risk that there may be annoyance. And there are many things which we might risk causing annoyance every day, but it's only in dictatorships or repressive regimes that such actions are subject to drastic sentencing. Now, this government claims to have its roots in libertarianism, and of course they are champions of liberty, but it's the liberty only for the powerful and the wealthy, the get-rich-quick merchants and the spivs, those whose freedoms allow them to cause all kinds of annoyance, firing decent, hard-working employers and then rehiring them on worse conditions, paying poverty wages. And now we've got a new freedom, the freedom to bung multi-million-pound taxpayer contracts to your mates in the private sector. They've set their sights on our tradition of dissent because their legislation is designed to crack down on our rights to take action against injustice. BLM activists, workers who take industrial action, environmentalists and the women's movement, they're all in their sights. I will, but very briefly.
My friend and I have organised on many peaceful protests together that measures in this bill are so regressive that surely some of those protests that we would have been on under the conditions of this bill would have ended up in the scenes which saw on Clapham Common with us and others being arrested, just showing that peaceful protest is not safe under the remit of this bill.
Many times on all kinds of activities with my honourable friends, and what they have in their sights are the ancient rights of assembly and freedom of association, which are now threatened by Section 59. And the fundamental right to free speech means nothing if these other freedoms come under attack. We may end up with a situation where we're free to shout in the privacy of our own home at the telly, but not free to organise ourselves collectively in public. It's not as if our country has done away with all forms of injustice and inequality, is it? And yet, instead of standing against injustice, alongside, for example, the women on Clapham Common the other night, the government appears to be more interested in empowering the police force to arrest people who the state judges to have risked causing annoyance, though it's interesting to see many police officers have said that they don't wish that power to be bestowed upon them. But let me just say this to the House. This House of Commons should be a beacon of liberty, a protector of our rights to speak, to associate freely, and to assemble in public to express our reservations about how the country is going. Repressive legislation will never eliminate the thirst and hunger for justice which remains so powerful in our country today. It's the duty of the Commons, then, to stand up this evening and reject this bill.
Lydia Link.